You know, when you look up at the sky and see a plane, what do you think of? A flight to some vacation spot? Maybe a business trip? For most of us, that's what aviation is. But what if I told you that that's just the tiniest fraction of what's really going on up there? Today, we are heading into the alternative skies to explore this whole hidden world of aircraft that have absolutely nothing to do with making a profit.
And this quote just nails it. Not all aircraft exist to make money. Some exist to project power, save time, or explore space. Look, this is way more than just a catchy line. It's really the key to understanding just how incredibly diverse aviation is. The whole purpose of a flight, the why, is what dictates everything, from the way the plane is designed to the way it's actually flown.
So, let's jump right in with our first big category, projecting power and purpose. This is where the goals are driven by national interest, not by a spreadsheet.
First up, we've got the real heavyweights, military air transport. And believe me, these are not your average passenger jets. They are, for all intents and purposes, flying fortresses. They're the logistical backbone of a nation's power. Their mission has zero to do with profit. It's all about projecting force and being able to deliver anything from tanks to troops to any corner of the globe, literally at a moment's notice.
And just look at the massive scale of these missions. We are not just talking about moving a few soldiers here and there. No, this is strategic airlift, the ability to move entire armies and all their gear across oceans. It's about lightning-fast troop deployment into hotspots and keeping a massive global military machine supplied and running 24/7.
This slide right here just lays it all out, crystal clear. A commercial airline, right? It's basically a taxi service in the sky, trying to squeeze the most passengers in for the lowest cost. But a military airlifter? That's more like an ambulance in a war zone. Cost is almost irrelevant when the mission is everything. Success isn't measured in dollars and cents, it's measured in tons of critical cargo delivered per hour. It's a completely different mindset.
But it's not just the military that puts the mission ahead of the money. Governments have their own fleets of aircraft, and they're all dedicated to serving the public good, where the real bottom line is about helping people, not making a profit. Honestly, these are the unsung heroes of the sky. Just think about it, that medical helicopter airlifting a patient from a remote car crash, or those huge cargo planes dropping life-saving supplies after a hurricane. From Air Force One carrying a president to disaster relief missions on the other side of the world, these flights are a vital public service, not a business. Okay, let's totally switch gears. We've seen how some planes fly for power and for purpose. But what about when the most valuable thing isn't military might, but time itself? Well, welcome to the world of efficiency over economy, where every single second counts.
This is where we get into the huge and often kind of invisible world of general aviation. Now, that's a pretty formal definition. Basically, it's a giant catch-all term for pretty much any flight that isn't one of the big commercial airlines. And you would be amazed at just how much of the sky it actually fills.
This chart really shows you the incredible variety we're talking about. I mean, sure, corporate travel is a big piece of the pie, but think about all the flight schools training the next generation of pilots, or the small planes flying low to map out new construction sites or survey farmland. It's this hidden ecosystem of aviation that touches our lives in ways we probably don't even realize.
So what's the bottom line here? General aviation isn't about finding the cheapest ticket online, not at all. It's about buying back your most precious, non-renewable resource, your time. It's about the freedom to fly on your own schedule, to land at smaller, more convenient airports, and to get exactly where you need to be right when you need to be there.
Okay, now this is where things get really fascinating. There's this unique crossover that exists between the two worlds we've just talked about. It's called the civil-military hybrid model. It's a pretty brilliant system, actually. So governments pay commercial airlines to keep a certain portion of their fleet ready to go, on standby. Then, when a major crisis hits, a natural disaster, a conflict, these planes are instantly activated. It creates this massive surge capacity, a huge airlift capability for disaster relief or military support. It's really a win-win for everyone involved.
All right, we've gone from the pragmatic to the, let's go to the aspirational. Our final section takes us right to the very edge of what's possible. We're flying to the final frontier, a place where the rules of both economics and physics are literally being rewritten as we speak.
This is the absolute cutting edge. I mean, can you imagine floating in zero gravity or seeing the actual curve of the Earth from the blackness of space? From suborbital joyrides for tourists to launching satellites from the belly of a jet, this is where the future of aviation is being born right now. This chart really puts it all into perspective. Your typical commercial jet is cruising along at about 35,000 feet. A high-altitude research plane, something like a U-2, can get up to 70,000 feet. But suborbital flight, we're talking about a whole other level, over 300,000 feet up. That's high enough that the sky turns black and you can see the stars during the day. It is a breathtaking leap into a brand new frontier.
So after looking at military, government, private, and even spaceflight, what's the big picture here? Well, it's that we all share one sky, but it's filled with so many different missions.
And this quote just wraps it all up perfectly. Aviation isn't one industry. It's many business models sharing the same sky. Each one of those models is operating with its own logic, its own set of goals, and its own definition of what success even looks like.
So, from the battlefield to the boardroom, from disaster zones all the way to the edge of space, we've seen again and again how the why of a flight completely shapes every single aspect of its journey. The mission really is the message, and it's written across the sky for all of us to see.
And that leaves us with this one final, really crucial point to remember. When we look at this whole world of aviation, it turns out that how an aircraft flies matters less than why it flies.
So the next time you're outside and you see that white trail streaking across the blue sky, I hope you'll ask a different kind of question. Not just, hey, where is that plane going? But instead, why is it flying at all?